Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And we're on the Island of Whispers, and we're uncovering the backstory behind Mesmeroth or Archimedes. One of those two. I'm assuming, for the purposes of my enjoyment of this game and what I'd prefer more, that it's the backstory of Mesmeroth. Because Archimedes doesn't really need a backstory. I can jump over here. Is there a point to this? Doesn't seem to be. So far we've learned that, well, actually, I'm going to piece together the whole plot now. There might be like one or two things that we haven't quite discovered yet. We still have one more cursed skull to find. One or two more cursed skulls to find. Two. One of the hints we had from one of the cursed skulls was that someone was... Yeah, see, the ghosts, as we're collecting the cursed skulls, this is when I start to notice it. The ghosts are disappearing because they're being put to rest as we're collecting the cursed skulls. But it said something about hiding... one of the hints was like a liar said that there's nothing under my bed. So now we just have to find... We can explode beds. Which makes me kind of wonder if there's more things that we missed by not bombing other people's beds across this entire game. We're not going to do that. And what was this one? Oh. Here it is. Yeah, here's the lyre that... Okay. Oh, this is a treasure. That should have been a piece of heart. I'm calling that another missed opportunity here. That really should have been a piece of heart. Here lies the traitor who stole the wicked boy's treasure and threw it into the canal. Okay. And this one became a gravestone. The hunter. Okay. So another thing that we're going to find out about the Wicked Boy is that he had some sort of disability. I'm not sure what it was, but it was something that didn't allow him to do work, like farming work, like the rest of these simple townspeople. And so, I can't blow up this one. I don't know if I'm supposed to be getting to that bush. Or what? I mean, it looks suspicious enough. The whole area there looks suspicious enough. But I don't know how we could even get into there. Whatever. We'll get into there by the end of this video. Okay, so we have the Wicked Boy, who, you know, he started out with some disability, couldn't work, and so he was kind of rejected and shunned by the rest of the townspeople. I would say, except for the one friend that became a traitor, or he became a traitor, Wicked Boy became a traitor to his friend, or whatever. But, so he was kind of shunned by the town, and then he discovered or started studying magic and technology, and combining the two, and that just made the people reject him even more. And so his response to that was he went around playing, you know, some pranks on people, like taking the shopkeeper's key and giving it to a fish and throwing the fish in the water. Things like that. And then these pranks and this rejection, and that just, of course, just made the people reject him even more, and he rejected the people even more, and it got so bad to the point where it kind of erupted into a bit of a war, where he ended up creating, you know, creation number ones, which we've been calling Dark Nuts, and we've been fighting them across other places. And then he also created, well, creation number 2, the big one, And that ended up doing so much damage and even killed some of the people. And he started to feel some remorse for that. And so... And what we're going to find out is we're going to find one of the final hints. There's going to be a wise man that gave the wicked boy a way to escape, or a way to leave the island. And so that's what the wicked boy, aka Mesmeroth, did. He left the island because he was rejected by everyone, and he felt a little bad about what had happened. And so he left this island, never to return. And the game will also tell us that he went to the capital, which is now Arcadia Ruins. And I'm going to go out on a limb and just say that he thought he was setting out towards a new life, but he ended up getting rejected by the people there. And the same sort of thing happened. And so then that's why Mesmeroth is the way that he is. Because he's always been rejected by people. So he just wants to be evil and kill people and destroy people. And, you know, cleanse the world or whatever. Or control the world. It's kind of a sad... That's why I want it to be Mesmeroth's backstory. Even if it's not... Don't tell me that it's not in the comment section. Okay, just let me have it this way. This is now Burger King. I want to have it my way. Even if that's not the way that's actually the way the game's designers are intending. Maybe it's Archimedes' backstory. But Archimedes is praised as a hero in all this. And I don't think a hero would be creating... Well, I mean, Archimedes did create the living fortresses. I don't know. That's the part where it kind of becomes a little foggy, and I do kind of wish there was some clarity as to who exactly this wicked boy, what his name is, if it's Archimedes or Mesmeroth. Or the whole thing, the third option could be this whole thing is just a little side thing that is not connected to the main story at all, which I dislike that even more than I dislike the idea that it's Archimedes. So yeah, if it is option B or C, you know, we're not going to make a big fuss about it in the comment section. It's Archimedes, or no, it's Mesmeroth. The wicked boy is Mesmeroth, because that's what makes me the most happy, and that's what matters most right now. That's how this works. The plot is just going to be whatever makes me most happy. No, and the reason, let me tell you, the reason why it makes me the most happy, it adds depth to Mesmeroth's character. Like, let's assume that this does describe Mesmeroth, that this wicked boy is actually Mesmeroth that we're talking about here, and not any of the other options. We're not going to talk about the other options anymore. It's Mesmeroth. For the purpose of this LP, it's Mesmeroth. So it adds a depth of character to Mesmeroth. He's not just some generic bad guy anymore. He has a past, he has a history, and it's kind of a sad story too. You almost kind of feel bad for Mesmeroth. Kind of like I feel bad for all these graphical issues and stuff and objects is floating in midair, my goodness. This is also me trying to figure out how to get to that lower region, by the way. I suppose I should commentate. And then I decide to cut to when I start finding new things. Okay, so I see the cursed skull over there. Yeah, this is the part where I just start cutting and editing stuff together. You followed me from way over yonder? Get out of here with that. I need those bombs anyways. So how do I get over there? We need bombs anyways. Yeah, we have to actually bomb our way over there. So while past gameplay me is trying to figure that out, it's really kind of a sad story about Mesmeroth, but you can kind of understand why he's the way that he is. Okay, that's not exactly how I was expecting that to go, but we'll take that. And it adds a great origin story And like I said, it really helps elevate this game to a bit better than what I was giving it credit for before I came to Whispering Island. Yeah, there's the wise man showed the wicked boy a way out, aka a way off of the island. So yeah, that's kind of the plot to this island, and I really love it. First of all, it gives us backstory to one of the main characters. It ties into the main plot. At least I'm assuming it does. Remember, that's the plot we're going with for this. The characters in this game need backstory. And here we have one. And what's really cool, I really love traveling through this island. And it's like, well, while we're traveling and while we're picking up these curse skulls, we're starting to slowly be able to piece together this whole puzzle as to what happened on this island and what this wicked boy did and what the townspeople did and why they opposed each other and the whole situation between them. And I just think that this island is very well designed from a plot perspective and just in general. And if we had this sort of quality of islands throughout, you know, this would be a much higher ranked game than just a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10 on my scale. But it takes it from just being like a completely average game to like a bit above average. I'm trying to get into that spot there with the bush. Because that weird bush has to be something. It's probably going to be a piece of heart. Because that's like one of the few places we haven't been able to get into. The other place being this place. We actually do have to be here. And the fire will not detonate our bomb, so we use our bomb to break that wooden crate. And that's how we solve this puzzle. So that's how we do that. We light... well, that lights that torch. We checkpointed again. And here's another... well, you require ice, which I already have on. Okay, here's another puzzle that I'm accidentally going to do correctly the first time. First, I'm going to push that, and that reveals that treasure, and we can't get around there. There's another cursed skull. There's our last cursed skull up there. Yeah, we still have another cursed skull to get. Oh, yeah, because we got the wise man thing. Okay. Nothing over here, so we have to push this block. Now, I accidentally get this right the first time, but I also accidentally kind of screw it up, too. Or not fully realize that I'm doing things correctly. So I think that I need to make it like this. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to get the... I need to push the blocks down. Well, how do I push... You can't push blocks down. And that block is not actually at the right spot. But you do need to use that block to create a bridge. It'll make more sense in a minute when I figure things out. When I see things from this angle. Okay, so we need a key to get over here. To get the last treasure in that. So then... okay, what I need to do... I can't drop down on any of that. And there's where we get to what we need to do. I need to push the block a few more spaces to line up with that other wall. Okay, past gameplay me has clearly not figured it out just quite yet. But yeah, we need to push that block to... so that way we can drop down from that ledge onto that block, even though this game has inconsistently not let us drop down from smaller heights. But yeah, that's how you do this. The reason why it took me so long to figure that out is because of the game's inconsistency on how far you can drop off of a ledge. I saw the height of that wall and I'm like, even if we put a block underneath it, the game's not going to let us drop down off of it. No, that's not going to happen. Okay, so there we got it figured out. Yeah, and now we can drop down off of this. So other than that little blip, I enjoyed that puzzle. And it's not really an issue with the puzzle itself, it's an issue with the game's own inconsistency on how it treats you dropping off of ledges. And there's our third heart piece. Okay. And now for the final cursed skull. Envy and distrust turn men into... Okay. And with that, the spirits of the people, the ghosts here, are set free. And we also completed another challenge, that means. So we'll be getting more bonus experience, which is always nice. Challenge, there we go. Nice chunk of experience points there. Alright, so that's all the challenges for the island done. The only thing, I still haven't figured out how to get into there. And I still haven't found... Let's go check our percentage. We do not have 100% on this island. Well, obviously we don't have 100% on this island yet, because we don't have the fourth piece of heart. Ow, you took away my sword beams. Ah. Oh, I'm looking for the hidden beach. That's the other thing. Which I was kind of thinking is the hidden spot in the town, but I can't seem to get in there. And so now I'm thinking, hey, maybe we need to bomb something hiddenly on the beach. And this seems like kind of a hidden beach because it's surrounded by the cliffs and that, and no. Okay, so I did find my way in here. I put a bomb up here, and that exploded a wall down there. Yeah, I put a bomb like right there, and then it exploded that hole. You can see the hole now. Okay, so now we got to get back down there. And you are not a piece of heart. Okay, well, nuts. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna cut to, well, pretty soon we'll cut to where I find the actual piece of heart, or we just go back to the... I don't go back to the boat yet, do I? I know I go back to the boat a couple times to check things out. Okay, here's where the other plane... See, there's this big pile of... This does not look like it could be bombable. I mean, I guess maybe it does. It does kind of stand out. And there's the piece of heart. And with that, we have extended our heart container. Containers. We now have 9 hearts. So that's cool. But if we go back to the boat... No, back to the boat. It should say we have 100%, right? Well, we don't. We're at 97% complete for the game overall. That's pretty neat. Okay, so we gotta go back to the island. And what we actually have to do here, if you go back to this lookout, where you have the wise man's grave, there is now a book there. I'm leaving the town thanks to the wise man. So this was written then by the wicked boy, aka Mesmeroth. He was a sick child with an unknown curse. He was unable to work in the field. That was the disability I was talking about. Constantly in pain, nobody understood, and the townspeople kind of rejected him. Thus, all the plot that I explained earlier. I wanted to explain it earlier because next episode, we're going to be going to Arcadia Island, and I'm not going to have as much time to flesh out how much I like this plot. So yeah, I spoiled a little bit of it beforehand. But that's just so I could talk about it and gush about it, because this is like the highlight of the game for me, this island. Alright, and so once you read that book, that counts towards your percentage completion of the island. So if we leave the island, and I'm going to do this on camera. If we leave the island, we'll see that we have 100%. And so next time, we're going to Arcadia Ruins to contend with Mesmeroth, the Wicked Boy, and Oceanhorn. So yeah, I'll see you guys then.